Let's go back to one of our top stories. The mine dam wall collapse in Jagersfontein has wreaked havoc on residents' lives. Many have lost their homes, while others have been left without power. At least one person died and hundreds more are displaced after the dam burst on Sunday. But what about schooling in the area? Has this been affected? Well, let's speak to the Free State's Education Department spokesperson, Ndaba, who joins us now live from the Free State. Mr. Ndaba, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. Just first of all, let us know if schooling, of course, has been affected at all, because people have been evacuated and taken to community halls, etc. Does this mean that schooling in the area has been affected?
Thank you very much for having us. And let me take this opportunity first to convey on behalf of the Department of Education, to convey our condolences to the family of those who lost their loved one, but also to convey on behalf of the department the message of support for those people who have lost their belongings, for learners who have lost their clothes, their uniforms, and so forth. The truth of the matter is that even though the schools have not been physically affected by this calamity, some of our learners have been affected in terms of accessing the schools. We have about 100 and more than just over 100 learners who have been, taken to an alternative accommodation by the municipality, and we thank the municipality for intervening. But also, we as a department, we have also accommodated learners, especially grade 12 learners, to hostels where remember they are writing their preliminary exams. Exactly. And we are happy to say that has not been affected a great deal, because learners were able to write their exams. Only one schools where they miss about two subjects, but we have made alternative arrangement to write those subjects. Of course, the schooling will not be as the way we want, because you will understand that the situation of learners and teachers, they're in anxiety, they've got fears and so forth. But what we have done as a department since Monday, we have deployed our psychologists and social workers to debrief and give psychosocial support to our learners and also the teachers. Even today, our officials, our social workers, our psychologists are on the ground having sessions with learners. So we're hoping that we also pray that in no time our learners, the schooling will come to normality, because we are approaching a very critical time in our calendar, which is the exams for all our grades.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Mr. Ndaba. And of course, grateful the fact that the school buildings themselves were not physically affected, because we already know the backlog that the entire country has in terms of building schools, etc. So I can imagine what that would have set you back on as the Free State province. But talk to me particularly about the fact that, for instance, Mr. Ndaba, we spoke to environmentalists who said that there needs to still be tests conducted as to whether or not the sludge that was released by this particular disaster is toxic for those who are around there. Maybe they can't be in that area so that they don't breathe any toxicity. Is that a report that you might be waiting for? Is that why you've asked your students and teachers, or pupils and teachers, to stay away from the physical buildings for now?
No, remember, we did not say they must stay away from the physical building. We are saying our learners are still attending. Yes, we are waiting for that for the report from the environmentalists. But we are hoping that, and we pray that this will not affect our learners and our teachers in our schools, because indeed they are attending the schools. We are giving psychosocial support to them, and we're hoping that in no time these two will pass.
And of course, Mr. Ndaba, just very quickly as well, in terms of the fact that you're saying there's 100 pupils in that particular area, am I correct in understanding this as you saying that in total, whether it be primary school learners or high school learners, there's a total of 100 pupils in that particular area who attend your schools?
No, I'm saying, no. Remember, we're having about three schools there. Okay. Two combined schools, which is from grade R to grade 12, and one primary schools. I'm saying out of those, only 100 have been evacuated. They've been placed in different places by the municipalities. And yesterday, 35 of those have come back, and we're looking, and we want to assess as to whether at their home they can be staying at their home. If not, we will then, as a department, accommodate them at the hostel. But that does not mean that the entire town is having 100 learners. No, we're saying out of the learner population in the area, we have more than 100 who have been accommodated elsewhere by the municipality.
Have you been given, just very quickly,
but out of that 100, out of that more than 100, 35 have come back. Today we're going to assess as to where they will be staying, because some of them are being accommodated with their relatives. We'll then look at the possibility of making sure that we take them to the hostel, where the environment for learning and teaching, they will be able to do their homeworks and so forth. That is what we are working together with all the stakeholders to make sure that their academic program is not disturbed.
All right, Mr. Ndaba. And just very quickly, have you been given any timelines as to these environmental experts or people who test for toxins in the air? Have you been given any timelines as to when you might have that report to be sure that your learners can actually fully come back to that particular area?
No, we have not been given the exact timeline, except to say that this is a very urgent matter, and I'm sure in no time we'll receive that report, and we are hoping that that report will come out positive, and it will then allow us to continue with our with schooling in that area.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Howard Ndaba. He's the spokesperson for the Education Department in the Free State. One of our jobs as a journalist, of course, is to get clarity. When he said 100 pupils, I had to find out if he's saying there's 100 pupils in total in that area or exactly what he meant.